Today's decision in the case of Breonna Taylor's murder is troubling, painful, and unjust. It's a decision that seems all too familiar. It's the most recent example of systems and structures that convey that black lives and black bodies don't seem to matter. I'm disappointed that no one is being held directly responsible for the killing of Breonna Taylor. Today's indictment for wanton endangerment is a slap in the face to so many in our country who have been waiting since March for justice to be delivered. Each day, I'm blessed to work with a group of black women who exemplify to me the genius, the power, and the beauty of black women. I'm surrounded by women who are mothers and daughters and sisters and friends. They are women who believe in God and who are dedicated to the mission of St. Columbanus Church. They matter, and their lives matter. I'm blessed to minister in a parish and neighborhood that serves the needs of black women. I hear the stories of women who are survivors of domestic violence, mothers who have been forced to bury their children, women who are successful and powerful in business, women who are first responders just like Breonna Taylor. Women who belong to sororities and organizations that seek to bring about change in our world. They matter, and their lives matter. When I think of the young black girls who belong to St. Columbanus, who attend Tolton Academy, and who live in Park Manor, I see the faces of Breonna Taylor. I see the dreams and hopes of what life can be. I see the possibilities and potential for how their gifts and talents can be harnessed for good. I see the intelligence and imagination that will lead to innovations yet to be known. They matter, and their lives matter. The tragic killing of Breonna Taylor should have never happened. So we say her name, because it's in the saying of her name that we are reminded of our call to be agents of change in our country. We say her name, Breonna Taylor, because we know that as a people of faith, we must love, serve, and act like Jesus in our world. Jesus always stood for what was right. Jesus was unafraid to call out injustice. Jesus was clear in demanding transformative action from every believer to bring about a more just society. Jesus was willing to lay down his life in order to share life and love with everyone that he encountered. So friends, let's make this our commitment as a parish. Until every black life matters, we will speak out and demand justice. Until every black body is viewed as beautiful and sacred, a gift made in God's own image and likeness, we will fight to protect black bodies. And to my white brothers and sisters, especially my fellow Christians and Catholics, I implore you to recognize that when black and brown bodies and lives are devalued, we are not living as God intends. You and I have a moral responsibility to listen to the stories of those who experience the sin of racism. We have the ability to use our privilege to transform systems that perpetuate injustice and discrimination. And maybe most importantly, we have to admit that our silence is complicity in a nation that continues to be stained with the original sin of racism. As we are outraged for what looks and feels like a miscarriage of justice for Breonna Taylor, we must uphold the inherent beauty and power of the black woman in America. Maya Angelou once reflected that, quote, "There is a kind of strength that is almost frightening in black women. It is as if a steel rod runs through the head down to the feet." But with the right amount of stress steel can break. In good conscience, I cannot and will not be a white Catholic priest who watches the black women around me that I care so deeply about break because of the stress of hundreds of years of oppressive action against their bodies. Today, I'm making a commitment to every woman of St. Columbanus Church that I will do all that I can to ensure that you and your daughters will be valued, cherished, and protected. So we say her name, Breonna Taylor.